Okay, so I decided to talk a little bit about the next book that I'm reading. I guess I'm doing a bit of a reading vlog, I guess, even though I don't know if I'm gonna have time to have like another update because I'm already like over two-thirds of the way through this. So after obviously I finished, so I'm basically like working my way through the Ridenverse. So I finished Brooklyn House Magician's Manual before, and now I'm on uh Hidden. Where is it? The Hidden Oracle. I literally forgotten the title of it. The Hidden Oracle, and I'm actually like really flying through this book. This is like the fastest because I finished Brooklyn House on Wednesday, and now it's Monday. So I've literally, and honestly, like I'm kind of like composing myself. I'm like kind of like pacing myself because I don't have the Dark Prophecy to hand, so that I can't start the Dark Prophecy immediately, which is kind of like partly why I'm like taking it a little bit slowly. Otherwise, I probably would have already finished this already. I love this book. Like, I adore it on so many levels. I didn't have that high expectation. Well, I suspected that I was gonna like it, but I kind of like held my enthusiasm on the down low because I heard a lot of people say, like loads of people like Percy Jackson, like Heroes of Olympus, and don't like Trials of Apollo, or there goes my bookmark, or never really got into. Sorry, let me just pick it up. Never really got into the Trials of Apollo, and let me tell you, I've got no idea why, because this, in my opinion, is so much more the same, like the same vibe and the same style and the same like narrative structure as the original Percy Jackson series compared to Heroes of Olympus. Like reading this gave me nostalgia for a series that I only read like a few months ago. So reading this made me nostalgic for the original Percy Jackson books because this style is so much more like that. Even though it's told from Apollo's perspective, not Percy's perspective, it was still it's absolutely hilarious. And I will say that I do think that the humor in this is better than the humor in the first two series because it's a lot wittier and more mature, but it's still like absolutely hilarious because it's based on your knowledge of like Greek mythology so far. So it's not like haha cheeseburgers. It's like haha Apollo's trauma and like is like multiple ex-lovers who he had turned into plants, haha, which is actually hilarious to me because I feel like if you already liked Greek mythology before you got into Percy Jackson, you will like this book much more than if you got into Greek mythology because of Percy Jackson, right? If you're the kind of like I don't judge, right? And I will say that Percy Jackson series overall very very like I think it takes a few liberties, but it stays very true to like the heart and the soul of the myths. It understands the myths in a way that I think a lot of things that kind of make it a take on Greek mythology don't. It kind of breaks them down to like their core and then like modernizes them. So I really appreciate the Percy Jackson like universe and the Roddenverse generally for that. But this is like if you already had knowledge of like Apollo and his like the myths that he appears in, like this is actually hilarious. So the another thing that I'm really, really liking about this so far is the fact that the pacing is slow, but like I like it because it reminds me, like I said, more of how the original Percy Jackson books were. Because I'm not gonna lie to you, the original Percy Jackson books, I was like, there was a nice quest like in each book, like nestled, right? I felt like Heroes of Olympus was just this big like slog. We just had this like vague idea at the end of it, like, oh, we need to defeat Gaia, oh, we need to defeat the giants. Like, I won't lie, a lot of it just like I can't remember what happens in that specific books, but like I felt like Lost Hero was its own book, Son of Neptune was its own book, Mark of Athena and House of Hades, they kind of like bleed into each other for me. I can't even remember like and then I'm actually in the minority because then I liked Blood of Olympus again. But then that thing in the middle, Mark of Athena, House of Hades, I don't know what was going on there. The only thing I liked in there was I liked Nico's character development. I will say that Heroes of Olympus overall, I don't dislike it because it was very good, I think, in terms of character development generally. But in terms of pacing and in terms of like narrative, I feel like it's kind of a miss in a lot of respects. But this is like the pacing is like slow paced. That's what I was gonna get to. I feel like even in the original Percy Jackson did this a little bit. This does it less. But then it was really obvious in Heroes of Olympus. It had like this structure. Every book had this structure, which was like, we're going on this quest, and it's like we encounter a small blip, and then we defeat the blip. We encounter another blip, and then we defeat. It was just like checkpoints. I honestly felt like I was watching like an extended cutscene of a video game sometimes, but I'm not the one playing. I'm not. It's just like on autoplay, and I'm not playing any of the battle sequences. Like honestly, that's how I felt sometimes reading, especially with the Heroes of Olympus, because it just felt like it was just like, oh, another person we need to defeat, blah blah. Oh, we're over it now. A few couple of chapters of like boom, 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 just like trudging along. Oh, another person we need to defeat. But this, like, it's all felt very natural. It hasn't felt like, even though there have been obstacles, it has all felt like it is part of this one story that is progressing. And I will be a bit spoilery, like for example, like the bit like they go into like the ant lair. That didn't feel like, oh, we need to defeat these like you know, because it just in other books like it just happens where they just stumble upon this like bandit and then you defeat the bandit and now oh you've defeated the bandit and you have progressed to level 65. That's how it felt like in other books, but this one doesn't feel like that. It was very natural how he got and he rescued Meg, and yeah, it was good. And I will say that I do like the fact that this has like potential to have be like angsty, because Apollo is just this walking disaster and he's got like so much trauma. And I guess that's like another thing that I'm liking. And also like this is dark. Like this is darker. Like obviously like I the whole book series is dark, but like this one, like when the Nero like orders his henchmen to like impale himself and he's literally about to do it, like I think it says something like the blade like pierced the top layer of his sternum or something. I was like, oh damn, like I'm going serious. Yeah, so basically that's my thoughts so far. I am really, really, really enjoying this. Um basically cannot wait to read more. I think it's, and I will say there is going to be spoilery. Yeah, well, I've already mentioned a couple of things, but like I didn't see the twist coming, but unfortunately I spoilt myself because I did the thing where like your eyes like dart to the next part of the page. I'm sorry. I kind of like really want to go to that alternate universe where I didn't spoil myself to see what my reaction to the plot twist would have been, because I didn't see it coming, and normally I see things like this coming. I know that like it's not really going to be like this for the long term because I've seen like fan art, and I know that this character that I'm talking about, whose plot twist we've just experienced where I am in the book, I know that that is a well beloved character who wouldn't be well beloved if this, where this plot twist makes you think is going, if it was really going where this plot twist makes you think it's going, she wouldn't be such a well beloved character. I know that she is. Um, so unless I've got it like completely wrong, but I don't think I have, because I'm not that. I've seen like loads of fan art around though and stuff, so I don't know, but I don't think so. We'll see. We'll see. So yeah, that's how I feel about the Hidden Oracle, and see you guys later. And oh my god, I'm sorry. I know I'm cringe. I know I'm cringe. What can I do? Oh my god, I just thought of that that sound, that TikTok sound that's like, oh my god, just vote. Just vote. I know I'm out. I know I'm out.